Welcome. In this video, I am going to quickly compare React and Svelte, and I hope this video helps you to decide if Svelte is right for you, if you should learn it, or even switch your projects to Svelte. So, let's dive in. Now, the most important difference is that React is a JS library, whereas Svelte it implements the idea of a framework as a compiler. Okay, so this means that like React, Svelte is a component framework, but with the major difference that it runs at a build time. It compiles your code to tiny frameworkless vanilla JS code that can update the DOM surgically at the runtime. Whereas in React, for every state change, a virtual DOM is generated, and each time the React's job is to reconcile what came before and what came after. Therefore, there is an extra pressure at the browser during runtime. Let me explain this with an example. Consider a simple React component. Here we have a div that shows the name. Every time now the state changes, a virtual DOM is regenerated and is compared with the previous snapshot. So first it looks at the top level element. In both the cases it's a div, so we keep it. Then it checks its attribute. It's unchanged, so we keep it. Descending into the element, we see that the text has changed. Now the React updates the real DOM, whereas Svelte skips right straight to the last step and generates a code that can do this at the build time. Svelte is a compiler that knows at the build time how things will change and generates a code accordingly, rather than waiting to do the work at the runtime. Now quickly moving to the next difference, Svelte has successfully reduced the amount of code we write and at the same time maintaining the great readability. To illustrate this, let's take a simple example. Here we have two input elements which are binded with the two variables respectively. Now in React we have to add hooks, we have to have bind events handlers externally, whereas in Svelte you can see it's just two lines. Also, Svelte can have multiple top level elements, whereas in React it must have a single top level, else it would be an invalid code. Now, one of the advantages of Svelte is that it gives you a very small bundle size because it doesn't add any framework or package, whereas in React, even though the code is optimized to some extent, it has to be shipped with the library packages. Now, moving on, let's talk about the popularity. Svelte is actually gaining popularity. It's relatively young, whereas React is extremely popular and is used by many big enterprises like Facebook, Uber, Netflix, and Instagram, and is very stable right now. The final question is, should you choose Svelte? In my opinion, it's actually worth looking into. Even though it's not mature enough and you cannot get many job opportunities by just learning Svelte, but it has implemented many interesting concepts and it provides a very fast and small applications. It is definitely worth the look. So if you think this video was helpful, do hit like, and for more updates, do subscribe.